Hello everyone and welcome to this new Bitcoin technical analysis. As you guys have seen, since the last few days we got a big reversal back to the lows of the range we're currently trading in. I was expecting that we would have bottomed out here and that we would have made a new higher low to then go back up to make a new higher high, and that we would eventually get acceptance within the previous range. But obviously we did not get this. Instead we actually continued this this downtrend back to the lower side of the range. As you can see, we've actually you knew that the 73.1k was an important support. I longed that support, and you can see that we actually retested the range high and then we reversed back to the range low. So I personally made a loss on the trade. As soon as we went under these lows and I seen that we did not get a swing failure back up, then I just closed my trade. When I saw that, I closed my trade for a loss, and I also did not get into a short. I did personally short here. I shorted here, but I closed these trades in this area. So unfortunately, I did not short this. But it happens sometimes that you will sometimes miss trades, you will sometimes lose a trade, and that happens. It happens sometimes, so it's important that it does not affect you. It is important that you keep on going looking for new trades, and you have to make sure that you're a profitable trader in the long term. Then this will not affect you too much, and then you can just continue with new trades. So that's what I'm doing right now. I missed this short, so now we're trading at the lows of the range. And if I zoom out, actually, then you can see we're obviously still within this range, within this consolidation. This was in the end a big field auction of the range. So the difference between, because we've seen this before, right? We've seen this, and we've seen this, and we've seen this. So the difference, and one of the reasons why I expected to move up, was in these occasions we just swing failure the high and then we went down. Here again we swing failure the high and then we went down, and here again we swing failure the high and then we went down. And the difference here is we've actually consolidated above the range, and it looked pretty strong. I liked the market structure which we've been developing here. And then we've also had the order flow, and we had the market psychology. Like this move up was made on low volume. Here maybe I've made a mistake here, because generally a trend, a move up or a move down on low volume is generally, in this case, a move up on low volume is generally bearish. So, but what I was thinking was everybody missed this move, and then everybody here tried to short this back down because they missed the move. So that's why I thought that that was bullish. But what I've also seen, and I did not mention this in my videos, I saw that people who bought spot here, they did take profits here. So we had some outflow. People were taking profits here, People were shorting here, and that's why it went down. But eventually I thought, okay, take profits were hit. People were shorting this hard. Now we'll get to move up. But in the end, too much profit was taken, and this this spot area zone, which a lot of people bought spot here, they weren't being defended as much as I thought they would defend it. So yeah, that was a mistake on my end, of course. So I did not see that correctly. But yeah, we'll just move on. So this in the end, this was a big filled auction. So we've clearly seen a difference between this range, this range, this range, and this range. But in the end, we did, like all these previous ranges, get another move down. So this in the end was a big filled auction. So right now, we're currently trading within this range. So one time I have said in one of my previous videos, we're currently trading, we're currently within this range again. So that makes that this whole area is support right now. This whole area is support, and it's difficult to point out an exact entry, zone for long. It's very difficult because you have to zoom in, you have to point out specific levels, and then you have an entry trigger based on order flow, based on bullish divergences, based on bullish candle formations. And there were a few opportunities. If I zoom in a little bit, like I said, it's a difficult area. But for example, yesterday we had the bullish divergences here. So if I zoom out on a 30-minute, you can see here we had the bullish divergences here. So we have a higher low on the chart and a lower low on the CVD. And this is a support area because we have swing failure at the previous low. So here we swing failure the previous low. And then you know, okay, this can bounce right now, but you need a clear entry trigger. You cannot just enter randomly. You need to have an entry trigger. So right here we have the golden pocket support, press with this high. So this higher low, golden pocket support. If I zoom out on the 5-minute, so we currently have this range. So the volume levels are a bit arbitrary. I would say that this is the value area low, because you can clearly see on the volume nodes, you can see this is the value area high. That's correct, but this is not the value area low. The value area low is more here. You can see here the high volume nodes and here. So therefore this was the value area low on the golden pocket and on the bullish divergences. So that is like an entry trigger, but then you need to take profits, right? You need to take profits because price was heading towards these lower highs, which are being defended very good. Since 73k, all these lower highs are being defended very well. So then you have to take profits, right? So that is more like on a day trading perspective. And I do not want to get into this too much because this is more, my videos are more, I'm covering more the higher time frame levels, and I'm giving like my opinion where can price go on a higher time frame based on a higher time frame order flow. But at this moment, okay, we can see if I zoom out on the order flow, obviously there was a lot of long squeeze. Well, not too much, to be honest. It was more a strong downtrend because people were shorting hard. You can see here, right? So from 73k, you can see all these shorts opening here, short, 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 and then here starts the long squeeze. So from 66k, that's where people were actually getting stopped out. So before that, people were shorting hard and price went down. That is bearish, right? So I knew that here at 66k, there's not a long here. So I was already I already closed my trade at 72k. But I did not long at 66k because it was a strong downtrend. People were shorting hard and price went down. So that's when you know it's bearish. So from this area, from 66k, people are starting to get stopped out. And right now, people are once again shorting on the lows. So that's why we've seen a move up. We've seen a little short squeeze here, right? On this last candle, this last daily candle, right? I just mentioned the bullish divergences here. So we've had the bullish divergences. And now we went up. So right now, currently, we can still see there are still exposed shorts here on the lows. So therefore, I am more prone to upside. And then the first area of resistance is the value area low. Should we claim the value area low, then the theory behind it is that we'll go back to the value area high. But I know we're currently trading in a big downtrend, and I did not mention this, but I wanted to mention this when price would be at here, right? Because I was bullish here, that's why I did not mention this. But I was actually on a bigger time frame. I was expecting 40k, 38k, 30k levels to be hit, but I was first expecting 95 to 100k. And obviously did this not happen. We went down. The high was at 83k. And yeah, right now it's most likely that we will not get these prices because of this big pullback down to the lows of the range. And we have to take into account that price will probably most likely go to much lower prices. It's based on Elliott waves, but it's also some spot analysis. I know that hello. Am I still recording? Yes. Yeah, I know that a lot of spot was bought at 30k, and that the moves from if I zoom out a little bit, I will not cover this too much, but all of this price action here was mostly leverage trading. It was not driven on spot buys based on fundamental analysis. So the real support, so you would say that should be the fair price of Bitcoin right now, should be at around 30k to 40k, because all of this price action is leverage trading driven. So that's one of the reasons why I think we can go down. And also a bigger Elliott wave, a target of mine is around 30 to 35k. But yeah, these are high time frame targets right now. The value area low is our support. Is our resistance. Should we reclaim the value area low, then we'll go to value area high, which is 72k. But this is a big short interest for me right now. So I'm currently looking for this trade right now. That is one of the setups which I'm currently looking for. I'm also I've already longed a few times based on the order flow on the local time frame order flow and local time frame levels. But yeah, this is the bigger trade which I'm currently looking at. So that's what I wanted to share for today. For now, thanks for watching, and on to the next video.